Thank you so much for tuning into this video. It's your girl Luna here, back with another video for Luminescent. Welcome to my channel if you're new or returning. Okay. It just hit me that I'm just gonna do a quick reading for this upcoming Venus and Virgo transit. Okay. So I do try to do videos or do readings, specifically just do readings according to some astrological positionings. But for right now, um, I'm gonna just keep it that way. I'm doing my best to just try to, do something when I feel, the need or feel called to do it. So, I want to thank you for stopping by. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Before you go, I'm trying to think what cards I want to use for this Virgo reading. Start with the messages from the spirit animals. I'm sorry, animal spirit guides. I'm gonna start there. Alrighty. Okay, and this is for anywhere you have Virgo in your chart, of course, or if you have Venus in Virgo, that's great. That's also my natal Virgo, my natal Venus placement. And we just got out of a 4-month long journey with Venus and Leo, right? And we had the retrograde take place, starting Leo season, and then it ended in September, on September 3rd, I believe. And we've just gotten out of shadow not too long ago, and now we're officially moving into Venus and Virgo. So Venus and Leo is definitely an energy or a sign that has a lot to do with the self, in a way where it's like, love, adoration, admiration, with Venus being there. And it is a fire element as well. It's a fixed fire sign. And Leo is a sign of luxuriousness, not like Taurus, but in the sense of, the flashy things that can be seen, right? Like the sunlight, like gold, right? So we had to do a lot of evaluation of what matters more to us when it comes to, how we see ourselves versus how we want to be seen by others. At the bottom, you have you're too enmeshed in the situation, so step back and see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. Okay, so basically, this Venus and Virgo transit for all of us. Should this video resonate at any point, um, this Venus and Virgo is going to give us a chance to really take a step back from being kind of absorbed into our spotlight and practicalize what we've learned through that transit. Okay, so with us taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture, because the decision making or weighing options comes Venus Libra, right? So Virgo is all about getting the details together, making sure things are coordinated, things are matching, and of course, like I said, being practical, because that's the Virgo's thing, which is why Virgo doesn't. Which is why Venus, opposite in Pisces is exalted, which means in Virgo it's completely, of course, opposite. It's not exalted. It's not happy with having to do the groundwork or lay the foundation of, our values. But the thing about it is, in the end, you end up being grateful for that experience, no matter how unnerving or unemotional it seems, because it ends up giving you everything that you actually needed, which is allowing you to see the bigger picture, make clear decisions, and remove what is no longer serving you or working for you, because it just doesn't make sense anymore, right? So the Venus retrograde was able to remove some things, take some things out, and now this is about putting the pieces we do have together and seeing how they fit and how they work. Okay. And we do got a Venus ruled eclipse coming up as well, next weekend on the 14th with the new moon in Libra. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out these three here, and then we're going to clarify with the tarot. We have Cheetah. Get clear on your intentions, stay focused, and move quickly to achieve your goals. All right. And we know that cheetah is, part of the cat family, but it is an animal that is all about, being swift, being calculated, um, excuse me, seeing things very clearly and going after them, not hesitating. The only hesitation that cheetah will make is in being, again, that word practical about how to get its goal. Okay. So with Virgo being a Mercury ruled energy, this has a lot to do with how we think, how we process information, how we gather information, and make use of said information. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut this three ways, and we're just gonna go straight off the dome. All right. So when it comes to getting clear with your intentions, we have right out the gate the Emperor here with the number 4. Okay, and you see he has the sword in his hand. You got 3 birds behind him. That magic number 3. And here, with getting clear on your intentions to move quickly to achieve your goals, nobody in the deck could definitely be a greater fit for this than the Emperor card, okay? The Emperor is the King of Kings. So it doesn't have to necessarily pertain to a man or a divine masculine energy in the physical form, but it does pertain to the divine masculine within all of us that is about taking action, moving forward, playing chess, not checkers, going after the things that you truly want. Okay, an emperor is known for, you know, taking over land or, seizing opportunities to build and capitalize on its own empire and the things that it needs. So if you see something that you need, desire, or want to have take place in your life, and then according to Venus, this has a lot to do with our values and how we, beautify our lives. How Virgo is all about, cleaning up the messes that may have been made during Venus and Leo. This is about, setting your attention, knowing who you are, being grounded in your truth. Okay. If you don't know who you are or what you're doing, then it's definitely going to be hard for you to move forward and make any decisions. We have the Wheel of Fortune, okay, here with the 10 being completion. So it's definitely time to get things going. We have Anansi here, which brings up the energy of Mercury energy, that has to do with being creative, okay? Being creative, putting things together, making things work out, okay? And again, when you're grounded in who you are, you have the ability to expand in that, and divine timing is on your side to help you continue to grow with that, because what you put out is what you get back. And we have the Chariot, three majors back to back. Okay, so we have the Chariot here, which always talks about victory for movement. Okay, normally the Chariot is ridden by the Emperor himself. Okay, so you have a clear intention in what direction you want to go. Allow yourself to have trust and faith that the universe is on your side, because whatever energy you're conjuring up inside of yourself is the one that the universe is going to expand and give you more of, right? So with the cheetah, this is about having clear intentions so that you can move squarely into, the reality that you're creating based on the 3, what you think, how you feel, and what you do. And thinking and saying goes kind of hand in hand, but saying also goes with action as well. But it's like those 3 things are the keys to, allowing that will to move in the direction that you're intending for it to move in, because you're aligned with it, right? Because you're in alignment with it. Now, moving on to our second piece here, we have the Emu. This is a good time to go on a new adventure. And the Wheel of Fortune in the Chariot definitely is giving adventure. With the Wheel of Fortune, this is about taking a whole new direction. Now, and then the Chariot is you actually movement. There's movement there. So we have the Five of Cups. Yes. There's the release here that's taking place. And then you have the Hand here that's trying to like hold on. There definitely may have been during Venus in Leo season some, beliefs, values, morals, relationships, some part of our comfort zone that we had to say goodbye to or get rid of because it really wasn't bringing us closer to the, you know, purpose that we want to fulfill for ourselves, whether it has to do with money, which is also Venusian, right? Our careers, um, even if it had to do with, our physicality and how strong or how, beautiful we look to ourselves. There may have been a lot of different areas of comfort zones that we had to walk away from, get rid of, disconnect from, that kind of made us who we are in our mind, like that kind of made up a part of our personality. But when you take away that decaying part that is no longer serving us, it can bring up and open up some unhealed wounds inside of us that made us look at why we deem this to be comfortable, why we deem this to be okay. And, Leo is an energy going into Virgo. Leo is an energy that is so generous that sometimes, because of its generosity, it can sometimes feel as if what it does is not enough or it needs to do more in order to be seen, to be felt, to be understood. And that leads to being taken advantage of. And there may have been opportunities where you've been able to sense that you're being taken advantage of energetically, financially, um, and you've given more than you feel like you've been able to receive, and not allowing that to be a part of who you are or your story about who you truly are. Okay. Not allowing someone else to tell your story for you. And going into Venus and Virgo, it is time for you to, knock those cups over. Knock those cups over. But again, of course, 5 cups, we still got two more left over here. All right, so we got the 10 of Wands. Yeah, definitely something coming to an end. Another 10 here. We got two tens on the board. So there's definitely instant manifestation, things coming to an end. Certain things are not allowed to grow anymore in your life, or the relationship that you may have had with something or with that someone, or this elaborate, fabrication of what love is to you. All of that is changing at this time. But there had to be a revisit of how you got to the point where you are in the first place to address it, to start to heal it so you can start moving in that new direction, right? But the Ten of Wands is a card that talks about um, burdens and, not allowing yourself to be oppressed by the beliefs of other people and just letting it go. Okay. There definitely could have been someone in your life that you may have definitely valued. They may have taught you a lot in your life. Sagittarius is Jupiter ruled, just like the Wheel of Fortune. So it could have been like a father figure, mother figure, or an important elder in your life, or someone who has just been very influential in how you develop yourself into your emperor status, whether you're male or female or whatever you choose to identify as. But it's like you've come to a point now where that is no longer going to fit the foundation of where you're now choosing to go and how you're choosing to build. Should this be a love relationship? The retrograde was allowing you to see the patterns that have developed in how you go after relationships, how you show love in your relationships, and what you feel has been the most important part of relationships and how that somehow resulted in you neglecting yourself or others in some form or fashion. So now that this has been come to your awareness, we got the Phoenix here and the King of Wands, where it's time to, allow that story to, symbolically just die away. Reap the blessings of the lessons that came with those relationships or those phases that you had to go through, and still know that there's still plenty of love, there's still plenty of light, there's still plenty of you to live and experience what it is that you truly, truly, truly in your heart of hearts originally desire, even though you chose to settle for less in some aspect or another. So moving forward, and settling less for less doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It doesn't mean that you didn't deserve better. It just means that you were only equipped with what you knew at the time and you did your best. And when you see yourself leveling up and having new visions for your future and going along with it, it is going to take you off one path and onto another, which grants you more opportunities to grow, to learn, and to reinvent or innovate your lifestyle. And that does take things, you know, things do tend to separate, timelines separate. Okay. And that's what we're all experiencing now in the world, where we're on the roles and we started to separate in between one way of looking at this dimension and another way of looking at this dimension. And, not everyone is going to see it that way that you see it, and that's okay. But, don't be so hard on yourself during this Venus and Virgo transit, or being too picky about the path you're meant to choose because you want someone to come along with you, or you don't want to lose a part of yourself that, or a part of what you think is important for your life, to get you where you are, because it's worn out its welcome. It's been done. You used it for what it was worth, and now it's time for you to elevate. And that elevation doesn't mean that you were done before. It just means that you've acquired all the lessons and information you need to learn at that point, and now it's time to move on to the next thing and repeat the process. So this period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. Let's start from off the top here. Queen of Cups. Okay, so definitely some healing going on with the purples and blues and the water energy here. Okay, and penguin is an animal, I believe. Certain, maybe it's a certain penguin, but penguins are the type of animal that when they find their mate, they kind of stick together forever. So there's definitely healing going on by choosing to stick to, your truth, choosing to stick to what feels right for you, and using your intuition to move forward ahead with that. We have the Seven of Cups. Okay, this is about decision making. This can also be about you tapping into your own magic and your own skills to help you alleviate the darkness that you've been feeling, or the heaviness, to help you see through it and not fall for any, false illusions of love, grandeur, or any false sense of companionship, any false sense of truth, falsehoods, whether it's on the media or it's in one-on-one personal relationships. Venus and Virgo is here to give you the facts. Okay, make it real for me. Okay, make it, you know, expand the bigger picture, so you know where the fault lines are, where the development is taking place. Okay. And lastly, we have the Five of Wands. Okay. So there could definitely be a little bit of frustration here. You could definitely be the one, or someone in your family could be the one that may have to be called to action to, correct the situation, to support a family member. There may be a lot of different ways for you to handle a situation, but ultimately, if we're moving through this dark phase or this dark period, into a period of light, meaning that now that you've acquired the information that you need, or maybe you've made it through a dark night of the soul, pretty much, now you can go out and have all this extra energy and excitement to live your life again, knowing that, the worst is already behind you. Whatever needs to be removed was removed. Whoever needed to have you needed to have that stern conversation with, you're gonna have that stern conversation with. Okay? Whatever stand you need to take in your life moving forward based on what you intuitively know is right for you to manifest the magic in your life, you know by divine right is meant to experience. Use that energy efficiently, okay? Effectively, okay? This is Leo energy here too with Saturn. So don't let no one, rain on your parade. And allow others to, do the same. Let them allow themselves to make the fair choice and what's doing what's best for them. Even though you may be going separate ways or you're partying on the road, there could be frustration with that. But someone has to be the bigger person in the situation. Everybody can always, try to fight and argue a point, and then we end up nowhere other than back into darkness, right? So, at the bottom we have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, definitely some renewal energy going on here. Okay, so let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and use these activation cards and see what is going to be activated for us during this Venus and Virgo transit. All right, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Go ahead and drop a green heart in the comments below if you made it this far in the video. I definitely appreciate your viewing. Again, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're looking for a personal reading for this transit or other transits that are coming up, or if you would just like a chart reading or a tarot reading for yourself, you can definitely check me out. The link will be available in the description box below. My pregnant breathing. All right, so that was the black tourmaline that came out. Okay, so let's get into it. What activations can we expect? What activations can we expect? This is 2. Oh, it's 3. 4. All right, so here's what the backs look like. Activation. Okay, so the first one we have is integrity. Okay, we have sacred play and relief and repair. Okay, at the bottom we have the untamed. Okay, so listen for deep truths of my heart, create harmony between my intentions, my words, and my actions. Yep, those 3 things, and 3 is the magic number here. We can definitely have the number 3 sprouting up a lot around us, and things happen in 3, so pay attention. Sacred play. You have integrity again, an unwavering commitment to your highest purpose. It's time to embrace the playfulness of your path. So yeah, when it talks about going on a new adventure, it's like you have a whole new road ahead of you to really, work it out, figure it out, play with your magic, find what works for you now that you have this open road in alignment to your divine assignment, because it's part of the journey to be one with yourself on your road. So it also says to choosing to laugh opens me up to a loving, protective, and replenishing source of spiritual energy. Deep within my being, there is an eternal wellspring of lightness and joy and a snort laugh inducing sense of humor. As part of my spiritual practice, I cultivate a willingness to laugh so the lightness of my spirit helps enlighten the world. Okay? So yes, we're going from that grieving period with the 5 of Cups to, sprouting out and taking all the experiences and moving forward with the 10 of Wands into the King of Wands, right? And last, we have the relief and repair, warm and nurturing healing energies for restoration and revitalization rise from the earth, flow generously into my body, mind, and soul now. That's that number 3 again, that trilogy, body, mind, and soul. And I trust an unlimited supply of divine blessings for all beings. So yeah, whatever, I feel like too, the thing that we may be the most illumined about coming out of this retrograde into Venus and Virgo after this 4 months of Leo energy in Venus is that we get to see like we're not the only one who wants to be loved. We're not the only one who is looking for love within ourselves in multiple ways. We're not the only one who doesn't have it all together. Okay. And there's no need for us to be fighting about, which gender is better or who was better at this or who was the worst at that. Like, it just is what it is. Okay. It just is what it is. And making peace with that on a very, very deep level, which it says, I choose deep peace and rest and release with unconditional trust in the many good things that I shall emerge out of this time. And I feel like the Seven of Swords is really showing like the more gratitude that we have, how we have so many things. We're coming to the realization and walking out of the darkness into the light that there are so many good things that we have to be grateful for, so many beautiful things to look forward to, that it can be overwhelming and, extremely exciting to, dig into one of them or all of them, whichever you choose. But it comes from within, right? So this Virgo season is a time of renewal, getting back to basic routines, what heals us, what keeps us up and going, what revitalizes us, what brings us peace. Those are going to be the cornerstones when it's building a new foundation when it comes to valuing ourselves so that we're ready and prepared with our routine to merge with another. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning into this message. I know it's very general, indeed, but wherever or however it fits for you, let it. If it doesn't, that's okay as well. Thank you for stopping by and enjoy the Venus and Virgo ingress. Thank you.